Hello, this is Rick Anderson showing you the algebra graphs part of the set of slide shows I've done for the whole of the Maths GCSE syllabus. This is algebra graphs, and in algebra graphs you'll find about 10 slide packs showing these 13 subjects, and each of those 10 slide packs contains the same format. You can control, you can edit, you can animate, and each of them contains context, summary, detail, work solutions, closing questions. Here are some details, but let's go actually and show one of those, y equals mx plus c. This is just one of them, and let's have a look. And you'll see I like to start off with something of a little, either a story or just something to talk about the subject, and with graphs, of course, you can either have curved graphs or straight line graphs. I like to illustrate this with a little bit of a song, Johnny Cash. You can maybe just hear it in the background there, Walk the Line. And you can see y equals mx plus c, very much the centre point of straight line graphs, of course. And the grades I like to illustrate just with a little indication of these are the easier grades on this particular one. If we went to a later one, we'd get some higher grades. I like to show summary of what we're going to see in the slide pack, definition, methods, golden rules. Resources might be linked to a quiz, online quiz, and separating really the numeric questions and easier questions with some sort of applied problems and some tips at the end of it. And so if we look at the centre point of the slide pack, if we look at a series of either axes or straight lines or well-known straight line graphs, just to start things off, and then we move on to methods and the methods you need. Of course, the famous rise over run for straight line graphs, change in y, change in x, and illustrate them with a nice, colourful picture. And then on to golden rules, the strict golden rules, the y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 for the gradient, of course, and so on. And then down to the resources we talked about, and the questions, the numeric questions, and the applied problems, the applied questions. And so if we move on to the next part, which is going to be about the sort of questions that you might see in the exam, in the GCSE exam, what I like to do is just show worked solutions to a series of questions, gradually reveal the answer, reveal both the steps you should take in summary in the blue on the left, and then the detail of the steps you should take, and only reveal the final answer when the student's ready. And a little colourful illustration of which graph matches which colour, gradually reveal the answer, and so on and so on. And then an illustration of how do you get the equation between 2 points, and again a nice sort of visual of how to approach the y, both the y and the x's. And so we'll go through the typical questions, then a real life sort of question at the end there, and then just a little bit more on what's the equation of the line, very typical GCSE sort of question, or part of a GCSE question. Equation of the line between 2 points, use of the gradient, use of the c value, finalise the equation, and two slightly different methods. And then if we look finally, we'll get some fast and furious sort of questions where we do a quick summary to make sure the student understands. And then I'll just show you a different slide pack. So this is the real life graph slide pack, not the y equals mx plus c. So this is from another slide pack you'll get in the zip file. And I like to introduce some things from real life. So this is the Cambridge boat race, and I like to imagine, well, if the distance time graph for the Cambridge boat race was shown, what would it look like? And this would be rowing out, stopping to be thrown in the water, and then coming back to Putney Bridge. And so there will be a question on each of these, and this sort of thing could appear in the exam, this type of question. Okay, thank you very much.